Hello my dear friends, I am back with my another lecture of the 4 lecture series, and today I am going to explain you various protein structures. In today's lecture we will cover primary and secondary, and in the next video you will get the tertiary and quaternary structure. So let's start. But before starting, if you have not subscribed my channel, अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है अभी तक, then you subscribe it, because you are going to get more videos in various topics of biology, different branches of biology. I am going to share with you like biochemistry, then zoology, botany, microbiology, each and every aspect of biology. So please subscribe my channel and please comment in the comment section that on which topic you want me to present my lectures. So first is the primary structure. What is the primary structure of protein? It is nothing but just a linear polypeptide chain of the amino acids. So here what we have two amino acids, the first one and the second one. And what happens in the condensation reaction, the hydroxyl group of the first amino acid and hydrogen group of the hydrogen atom of the second amino acids combine, and one water molecule is released, and what we got is peptide bond. Here the CONH is the peptide bond, and you are having a single peptide chain with two amino acids linked by a peptide bond. Here where this NH2 is present is known as amino terminal, and where this carboxylic group is present is known as carboxy terminal. And this complete reaction is a type of condensation reaction. Okay, this is the example. Here only two amino acids are linking. Further the third amino acid will come and will link here. Then next amino acid will link to the carboxyl group of this peptide chain. By this you will be having a long peptide chain. Yes, peptide bonds are rigid and planar. This is the property of peptide bonds, that these are rigid and planar. Here you can see we have alpha carbon. What is alpha carbon? In my first lecture only I explained this is what is alpha carbon. If you want, I am giving you link of my various lectures. So the bond between alpha carbon and the carbon of carboxylic group, or the peptide bond, is known as psi, and bond between alpha carbon and nitrogen atom of the amino group is known as phi. यानी CC psi and CN phi ऐसे याद रखना है. That is the bond between alpha carbon and carbon of the peptide bond is known as psi, and the bond between carbon atom and nitrogen atom of the amino group is known as phi. Now the peptide bond is the omega bond. This peptide bond cannot rotate. It is very rigid and planar. So that we are considering psi bond and phi bond to explain the stable conformation of the protein. We all know this can be explained by Ramachandran plot. So next we will see this. Ramachandran plot. Ramachandran plot was given by Ramachandran and his colleagues in 1963, and it is the plot between psi and phi angle. You can see here, this is the, in x-axis we have phi and on y-axis we have psi. Now whatever these white portions are there, what they are denoting? They are denoting कि in these portions the sterically disallowed structures are there. That means here in these particular phi and psi angles, in these regions between phi and psi angles, sterically hindrance is there. Steric hindrance means the side chain R groups, whatever is present in amino acid, they are hindering, they are not allowing स्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर, यानी ये वाइट पोर्शंस में आपके पास स्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर्स नहीं है. नाउ इन द रेड रीजन्स you have the allowed conformations of the protein, yani if you have this phi and psi, then in these portions alpha sheets, alpha helical and beta sheets conformation are allowed, which we are going to see further in these slides only, the type of secondary structure. तो क्या है, जो red portions हैं उनमें जो allowed structures हैं they are there, and whatever these yellow portions are there, outer limit means if you are reducing the van der Waals radius, then only these structures are allowed. These are not usual structures, these are unusual structure. So from the plot we can see the phi angle can be between -180 to +180, psi angle also can be between -180 to +180, and in between this whatever stable conformations are allowed they are shown in red, and which are not allowed are shown in white. Okay, so from the Ramachandran plot what we can get the psi angle and the phi angle combination in which various conformations or structural conformation of a protein is allowed. If you want I can share this Ramachandran plot in detail also. Please share me in comment section and ask to send the video tutorial. Okay, the next is, here you can see very clearly that this is a polypeptide chain showing here like this. The round circle is amino acid residue and the link between them is peptide bond. Okay, amino acid residue and peptide bond, and having amino terminal and carboxy terminal. This is a single polypeptide chain and actual primary structure. These peptide chains may be type of oligopeptide or a polypeptide. Oligopeptide means 2 to 20 amino acids and polypeptide means more than 20 amino acids, means the number of these amino acid residue. What is residue? A single amino acid of a polypeptide chain is known as residue. So if your polypeptide chain is having 2 to 20 amino acid residue, it is oligopeptide, and if it is more than 20 amino acid, it is a polypeptide. Now if you have more than one polypeptide chain arranged in a manner, it is known as oligomeric protein. Now these polypeptide chains should interact with each other by non-covalent interactions. Then only these are known as oligomeric protein. If these are attached by covalent interactions, then it is known as polypeptide chain, not the oligomeric protein. समझ आया कि अगर अगर एक से ज़्यादा पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन है और वो आपस में नॉन कोवलेंट इंटरेक्शन से इंटरेक्ट कर रही हैं या जुड़ी हुई हैं, दैन दीज आर नोन एज ओलिगोमेरिक प्रोटीन. लेकिन अगर वही पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन्स जो हैं वो कोवलेंट इंटरेक्शन से आपस में जुड़ी हुई हैं, दैन दीज आर नोन एज पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन. ओके, the next is secondary structure. So you got the primary structure, it is a single polypeptide chain. Secondary structure was given by Pauling and Corey, and they described secondary structure by the help of results given by William Astbury X-ray studies. So Astbury studies with X-ray diffraction different atomic positions of the protein molecule, and then Pauling and Corey describe secondary structure. So the first one is alpha helix. The first type of secondary structure is alpha helix. Here we don't have a single polypeptide chain. Here we also have a polypeptide chain, but it is arranging in a manner. So you can see here in alpha helix we have a polypeptide chain which is rounding around a imaginary axis in a helical format. Some points I have written about the alpha helix. So the first point I already told you कि polypeptide backbone tightly wound around a imaginary axis. Okay, now whatever these R groups, these are protruding outside from the group. The purple portion is the R group which is protruding outside from the helix. Then what is repeating unit? The single turn, whatever this single turn is there, that is the repeating unit. The first repeating unit, second, third. Okay, now the psi for alpha helix is 45 to minus 50 degree and phi allowed is minus 60 degree. In Ramachandran plot, what is there? The alpha helix conformation will be allowed when you will be having psi angle between 45 to minus 50 and phi angle as minus 60. Okay, then only between these angle range only, torsion angles range only, you will be having this alpha helix structure possible. Now all the proteins have right-handed helical twist. Okay, all the proteins which are present naturally having right-handed helical twist, not the left-handed helical twist. Which alpha helix? All proteins having right-handed helical twist. This alpha helix diagram belongs to alpha keratin molecule, and in this molecule between the distance between two turns is 5.4 angstrom and we have 3.6 amino acid residue. You can see clearly that here between the two turn we have distance 5.4 angstrom and here 3.6 residues are present. Okay, the next is, here I am presenting some properties of alpha helical structure. The first property is electrostatic repulsion between successive amino acid residue with charged R group. Now we know that amino acids are how many types. In my first lecture only I explained everything. If you want to see, you can go to the comments, go to the description section, you will get the link in which I told you that there are some amino acid having positive charge, some are there for having negative charge. So if positive and negative charge amino acids are more in number, then they will repel each other and destabilize the alpha helix structure. The next is bulkiness of adjacent R group. Now the big amino acids like arginine, asparagine, the big amino acids, if they are present, their R group is very bulky. They also destabilize the alpha helical structure. Interaction between R groups spaced 3-4 residues apart. So as I already shown you in previous example, there were 3.6 residues between two helical turn. So here the R group, whatever is protruding, it is going to react with, or it is going to affected by the amino acid which are 3-4 amino acid apart. So which amino acid is present there, it is also a concern. If this one is positive, this one is also positive, it is going to repel each other and this is going to destabilize the structure. The next is occurrence of proline and glycine. As in my first lecture I already told you that proline is responsible for rigidity and glycine is the simplest amino acid, doesn't have any group. So in Ramachandran plot also each and every conformation is possible for glycine. The every psi and phi angles we have a stable conformation for glycine because it doesn't have any R group. R group is not there, so steric hindrance is not there, so every structure is possible. And for proline we have a cyclic R group and this is responsible for rigid type of thing, means not less flexible. Rigid means less flexible. So if more proline and more glycine residues are there, then you will have a stable alpha helical structure. The next is interaction between amino acid residues at the end of helical segment. अभी यहाँ पर जो C टर्मिनस एंड N टर्मिनस में अमाइनो एसिड्स हैं, इट ऑलवेज डिपेंड्स कि विच टाइप ऑफ अमाइनो एसिड्स आर देयर. इफ दे आर चार्ज्ड अमाइनो एसिड, दे कैन destabilize the structure and this electric dipole inherent to alpha helix, यानी whatever this electric dipole is forming, if these are positive negative charge, like here we have amino terminal, here we have carboxy terminal. If it is a spargine, then it will be having a extra positive charge, it can affect the alpha helical structure. If it having extra negative charge, it is also going to affect the alpha helical structure. So now you got key what are the things which can affect alpha helical structure, that is presence of charge amino acid or presence of bulky R group amino acids, or the type of amino acids which are present 3 to 4 amino acid residue apart, and the occurrence of proline and glycine, and the amino acid presents in the carboxy terminal and the amino terminal. Next structure is beta pleated sheets. In beta pleated sheets, we have a different arrangement from alpha helical. In beta pleated sheets, we have polypeptide chains arranged side by side. I have given you some I am giving you some points here. Like the first point is कि polypeptide chains are arranged in a zigzag manner, means they are arranged like this, okay, and not in a helical manner. Now how these polypeptide chains are attached with each other? By the hydrogen bonds. Here you can see we have hydrogen bonds between the two polypeptide chains. Now they may be a parallel or anti-parallel type. What is anti-parallel and what is parallel? Now here if carboxy terminal is here, amino terminal is here, then in the next chain this will be the amino terminal and this will be the carboxy terminal. This is anti-parallel. And if we have carboxy terminal here, amino terminal here, then in the next chain also we have carboxy terminal, amino terminal, carboxy terminal, amino terminal. This is known as the parallel arrangement. Now for parallel arrangement we have repeat period shorter than the anti-parallel type of arrangement. Repeat period. Now you know the repeat, the single turn in the case of alpha helix and the single chain zigzag arrangement in the case of this beta pleated sheet. So what repeat period is less in the case of parallel in comparison to the anti-parallel. Now where R groups are present here, R groups are protruding outside, this purple, these are the R group protruding outside from the chain in opposite direction. One is in this direction, another in this, then again and again, like this they are protruding outside in the opposite direction. Examples are beta keratin such as silk fibroin or the fibroin of spider webs. Now what are the phi and psi angles? Phi and psi angles for these for anti-parallel it is minus 139 degree and plus 135, and here the phi is minus 119 degree and psi is plus 113 degree. Means if you have these phi and psi angles, then only you will have a stable beta pleated sheet type of conformation. For anti-parallel it is different and for parallel it is different. So you have to learn, if in entrance examination they are asking for the silk fibron or for beta keratin at which psi or phi angle these type of anti-parallel sheets are stable anti-parallel sheets you get, or in Ramachandran plot which stable at which point you are getting the stable conformation, you can tell the answer. Then next is beta turns. The third type of secondary structure is beta turns. Now what are these beta turns? These beta turns are present whenever a polypeptide chain reverse a direction. For you can see like this is a polypeptide chain and this is reversing the direction. That means here it is going in opposite direction. So this will be the beta. Here the beta turn will present. Now these beta turns are glycine and proline rich. Again it comes, glycine is the simplest amino acid and proline provides a rigidity. So obviously in beta turn we will be having glycine and proline. Now here in beta turn, the first amino acid link with the fourth amino acid like this. The first amino acid link with the fourth amino acid. They can be linked in type 1 or they can be linked as a type 2. Now what is the difference between type 1 and type 2? It is the difference of positioning of the C alpha atoms and R group. You can see here the R group and here R group is protruding outside. So these are the two type of beta turn. Another secondary structure is gamma turn, which is very unusual, in which you have the bond between first and third amino acid residue. Here we have first and fourth, and there we will be having first and 3, and this one is very unusual, not present commonly. Okay, so you got it कि we have primary structure as a single polypeptide chain, secondary structure as alpha helix and beta pleated sheets, beta turns, and another is gamma turn. Now I am going to show you some animation. In that animation you are going to get कि how these amino acids are arranging and giving a structure to a protein. This video is originally developed by Pymol Animation, and this video belongs to different website. I am just putting my voice in this video. Here we have different molecules, amino acids, molecules or residues attaching through a peptide bond. You can see very easily here how these amino acids are attaching with each other and forming a polypeptide chain. There are various amino acids and they are linked with peptide bonds. The one amino acid residue links to other, then to another, and they are forming a big polypeptide chain. And now you can see these are the names of amino acids. We are having initials of amino acids, and for this initials you can go to my first lecture and you will get which initials belongs to which amino acids. And now you can see the same picture as I have shown you for the polypeptide chain, how this is looking, okay, and how these amino acids are looking like this. Now it is converting into a 3D conformation. Now it is very easy to see how these polypeptide chains are arranging, like in helical format or in a beta pleated sheets, and whenever they are reversing the direction they are having beta turns. And again you can see how these amino acids are arranging in a 3D format, right? I think now you are getting how these amino acids are arranging and how their R groups are protruding outside from the structure. Clearly you can see here the 3D structure of the protein, a single polypeptide or the multiple polypeptide chains, how they are giving you a protein structure. Thank you very much for watching my video, and for more videos you please subscribe the channel and let me know the topics in which you want me to make different video tutorials in the comment section. So thank you very much. Please like the video.